the upgraded roster they promise after another early playoff exit, agreeing to separate deals with the Pelicans for Drew Holiday and the Kings for Bogdan Bogdanovic. The moves limit the Bucks' depth, but they do provide the type of playmaking around Giannis that the team hopes will tempt him to sign a supermax extension. Chris Broussard is still with us. So, Chris, how happy should Giannis be with these moves?
Well, I think you should be happy because the Bucks got better, but not happy enough to sign that max extension. Because he should keep his options open, because this is not the type of blockbuster deal that makes you say, oh, the Bucks are the team to beat in the East. I mean, on paper, still Brooklyn, and, you know, without James Harden, I still think Brooklyn is the best team in the East on paper. And so this is not the type of move that moves Milwaukee ahead of them on paper, but potentially, yeah, they could win the East, and I'll give them a shot because we know they were very good last year, and as I said, I think this makes them better. Now, Drew Holiday is arguably the best defensive guard in the league. He can shoot the ball. He can make plays for himself and others. He's a high-character guy. He's got some leadership qualities, so I like that. That's an upgrade over Eric Bledsoe. And then Bogdanovic can shoot the ball, can make plays off the dribble. He's tough-minded. I like him a lot. So now, if Giannis struggles in the playoffs, now I've got Chris Middleton, Bogdanovic, and Drew Holiday to make some plays. Whereas last year, if Giannis didn't have it going, in addition to Middleton, I'm looking at Kyle Korver, Brook Lopez, George Hill to make something happen. So I think the Bucks get better. And here's the thing. Let's see what Mike Budenholzer can do. Because, and I think he's a good coach. I voted for him for Coach of the Year before. But he has been a #1 seed 3 times and yet never reached the finals. Atlanta, we can give him that when they won 60 games but ran into LeBron. Okay, we understand that. But in Milwaukee, you lost 4 straight to Toronto 2 years ago as a top seed. Last year, that was a straight-up embarrassment to lose in 5 to a 5th seed, who you had, and you have by far the best player on the court. So let's see what Budenholzer's made of in the playoffs. Can he make the right adjustments? Will he increase his players' minutes to get them over the hump? So if I'm Giannis, I play out this season. Don't let people get into your head and say you got to sign because it's going to be a distraction. No, LeBron played twice on the last year of a deal in Cleveland and Miami. Kawhi did it in Toronto. Kyrie did it in Boston, and they weren't distractions. If you go out there and show by your play, I am all in, I'm trying to lead this team to a championship, and then you don't play with the nonsense. Look, I'm focused on this year. I'm not thinking about free agency. You can limit the distraction.
The thing, when I look at this, I'm trying to figure who y'all think he can get. Y'all want him to get Bradley Beal? I mean, what other superstar you think they're going to be able to trade for that's coming to Milwaukee? If Giannis does not sign this deal, after what they've given up, it will cripple them. Just like with James Harden, if James Harden leaves, because think about it, Russ leaving, what they gave up to get Russ, giving up those draft picks, losing CP3, you're never going to get back equal value. But if he were to leave after you gave these picks up, what are you? I mean, I don't get what Giannis is expecting. He needs spacers, guys that can shoot. As you mentioned, Holiday can make plays for himself. He's a very good scorer, tremendous defensive player. Bogdanovic, I love him. I wanted the Lakers to get him. Skip and I was saying, man, if we get him, it will be over. So I like that he would have spacers, so if you try to build a wall to keep him out of the lane, he can kick. Now, he picks up a lot of his fouls by charging.
You think he should sign? You think he should sign right now, Chen?
No, not now.
Okay.
No, he still has an opportunity. But my thing is, I don't know who y'all think is going to come to Milwaukee.
Nobody.
This is the best.
Nobody.
That's what LeBron ran into in Cleveland.
You have to go.
Right.
Yes.
And I mapped out Chris for Skip earlier. You look at the top 10 players: Bron, AD, KD, Kawhi, Harden, Russ, PG. Okay, all of them have moved. 2 of those are wanting to move. So now, Greek Freak, what are you going to do? really the only ones that have stayed, Steph Curry, Dame Dollar, Yoke, and Embiid. But for the most part, you got 8 of the top guys have left or wanting to leave. So Giannis has got to think about this, man. Man, I'm looking at all these other guys. Look at Bron and AD. Harden's trying to get to KD and Kyrie. Ooh, I don't know Milwaukee, but I don't know who they can skip. I'm trying, Chris, help me. Who can they get? Who can they trade? Chris Middleton and maybe somebody for to come to Milwaukee.
Okay, so here's my bottom line. I will give you that Milwaukee just got a little bit better, but they didn't get a whole lot better. They didn't get better enough to keep Giannis from signing or to make him sign the contract, to keep him there. Again, Drew Holiday, I like him, but I don't love him, and I don't think he's appreciably better than Eric Bledsoe is. Eric Bledsoe's made 2 all-defensive teams, so has Drew.
Well, KD say Drew Holiday is
I know,
the best.
I got it. But again, it's not like Eric Bledsoe was a liability because he wasn't.
He wasn't the playoff skill.
I don't think he was a liability.
Yeah, he was a liability.
Okay, so Drew Holiday made 1 all-star team, and it was in 2013 back when he was in Philadelphia. So is he a star? I don't think he's a star. And I think...
He's not a star.
Hey, Dante DiVincenzo, he's going to become a very good player in this league. He's only played 2 years. I think Sacramento will win that trade ultimately because Bogdanovich can shoot, but he's not a better all-around basketball player than DiVincenzo is.
You like DiVincenzo better than you like Cottington? Because they kept Cottington,
yeah.
the kid from Notre Dame. You like DiVincenzo better than him?
They're just very different in how they do it. Connaughton's just catch and shoot three-point shooter, you know. Like, okay, so he's more like Bogdanovich, but Bogdanovich is better because he can create more off the dribble. Okay, I get that.
Right.
But did they suddenly... Listen, George Hill led the league in three-point shooting, albeit with a small sample size, but enough shots taken to qualify as the leading three-point shooter at 46% in the whole league. So you don't think he helped Giannis? This all comes down to how good is Giannis? Is he the Greek freak? Is he really that guy? Because when they ran into the Raptors 2 years ago in the conference finals, he just melted. He shrank.
Yeah.
And then last year against the Heat, he got hurt and didn't miss the last game, but they lost in 5 games because he wasn't the MVP in the playoffs. So I look at his plus minus in the fourth quarters of these 2 losing series that he played. He was a minus 29 and a minus 30. He wasn't the MVP when it mattered most. So he needs to, as Chris said, don't sign, leave, and join forces. You got to join. He needs to be a 1A. He is supremely gifted without supreme playoff self-confidence. Okay. That's what I see. He's not sure of himself at the highest level. So he needs to go play with a LeBron or join forces.
But he said he didn't want that.
Okay, well, I don't care what he says he wants. I know what he needs. He needs to go find Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, or he needs to go team up with Anthony Davis somehow, whoever that is.
What he needs to do is learn how to shoot the ball from the floor other than dunks and layups. All right. That would help.
Okay, but is he capable of that?
Well, Skip, he got to. Skip, you can't. They're not going to let you just dunk and lay the ball up in the playoffs. That's not going to happen.
Okay, in these 2 losing series, he shot 55% from the free throw line. It's not good enough. Can you get better shooting free throws? Can you make 70%?
What did LeBron have to do? The Spurs, the first time around, dared him. So we're not letting you lay it up. We're not letting you dunk on our head.
Definitely no dunks.
Okay.
That was the law.
So
no
dunks.
dunks.
LeBron had to get better at shooting the ball mid-range, and he worked on his three-point shot.
He did.
Giannis is going to have to go through the same evolution.
I don't think he's capable of that.
Well, Skip, the man's a 2-time league MVP at 25.
Well, look, they just went back-to-back. Yeah. They were best record in basketball 2 straight years.
His three-point shot.
Yeah.
He improved.
Yeah,
So he's
I
up
think
to 20%
he could improve
now.
his mid-range shot, Skip. Yeah, I think he could improve his mid-range shot to a serviceable degree. Right. I also think he's got to play a little more in the post, because that's the whole problem. Even if you're in the post, you can still draw double and triple teams, and you can kick it out to your shooters. So he's just got to find something that when they cut off the straight line drives, you can go to. If it's the mid-range shot and playing a little more in the post, I think that could work. Look, give it a shot, 1 more year with these pretty good players. And then to your guys' point, if you can't get it done this year, you have to find that second star like LeBron.
We don't want you now. We gave you an opportunity. We don't want you in L.A. So you can't come join us. We full. See, my guy, Skip, I keep telling you, the greatest key to survival is what? Adaptability. My guy, you cut the lane off, he hit you with that back down turnaround.
You just won the bubble championship.
Yeah, we just
the
won another.
COVID championship.
We just won another
it
one.
was cubic zirconia, and you're over there gloating like you got it all.
It doesn't
Yeah,
work
and we
that
drove around
way.
the bubble, too, like 3 or 4 times. We had the bus driver drive.
Continuing just over and over again in the bubble. Chris, thank you so much for joining us. It's getting interesting, and we will check in with you soon, I'm sure. Up next, guys, do the 2-7 Cowboys really have pep in their step? Orlando Scandrick joins the show to explain what is going on in Dallas. Stick around.
No mercy, no mercy.